Now dear students, till now we have understand how we can manipulate a string manually, but now it's time to check the functions that are provided in the C language for manipulation of the string. First of all, let me remove this all, and it's the method 2 for manipulating a string, and this method is by using the functions. So first of all, let's just write a string, and I am going to initialize this string by saying that this is my string, and at the end let me just add a semicolon. So what we have done is we have created a string. After that, let's just try to print the serial.print line. Let's try to print this string. Let's save this and let's run the simulation. Now you can see that this is my string is printed on the senior monitor. So this is our method 1. You can say this is the method 1, 2. We have just printed the string. Now let's say if I want to check the length, the second function we are going to learn is that to, or you can say that let's just print the length of the string. So for that we have a function of strlen that is called the string length function, and in that we will pass our the string name we have declared, and this string length will give us output in integer form. So let's write over here a number variable, and let's declare this number as int. Now what will happen that the string length function will measure the length of the string str and will store the result in the num variable. So let's just serial dot print line. In this we can write string length of str is equal to, and after that we can print serial dot print line the value in the variable num. You can write over use serial dot print function. If you write serial dot print line, then the next printing will be on the next line, but if you do in this way, the print line number will be printed after the end of this string length of string is equal to, after that the number will be printed. So let's save this and let's stop the simulation. Let's run the simulation. Now you can see that this is my string is actually the output of this function. String length of string is 17. This is actually the output of these two string over here, these two string serial dot print functions. So over here, as I've said, that if we use print, then the next output of the serial monitor will be in the same line. But if you write over here serial dot print line, let's save this, let's move these extra braces, let's save this, let's stop, let's run the simulation. You will see that the serial dot this will be on a separate line, and then we have the number on the separate line if you are going to use the serial print line function. So let's just use the serial print. Let's stop this. So we have now understood that so how we can check the length of a string. Then the next function we will learn is if you want to get the length of the array. Length of the string will actually give the length without adding the null character, but if you if you want to include the null terminator, then you will use the function size of. So over here, print the length of string. In this method, in string length, this will not include the null terminator. And if you want to, the third method is also to get the length of the array if you want to include the null terminator. So similarly, we will use the num variable. In that, we will pass on the value that is returned by size of function, size of, then we will input the string name. After that, we will again write serial dot print. In this, we will write size of str string is equal to, and over here serial dot print line, over here we can write num. And let's save this. Let's remove from the items from the serial monitor and let's run the simulation. Now you can see that we have size of string that is 18, but the length of string using the strlen function is 17. The strlen function do not include the null terminator, while the size of size of an array function includes the null terminator. The next function we will now study is if you want to make a duplicate of the string. So the fourth is to copy a string. To copy a string, let's first of all declare an other string in which we want to copy our string. So for that, let's declare a string with the char. Then we have the variable name in which we will store our output string, and let's give it a length of 40. Let's save this. Now what we will do, that we will copy our str string into output string, the string we have just declared. For that, we have function strcpy, and then the first parameter we will pass is the string in which we want to copy, that is out underscore str. Then we have the string that we need to copy, that is the str. And in this way, when this line will run, all the available string in the str is now also copied in the out underscore str string. So let's just serial dot print line. In this we will write our out str string. Before that line, we can just add for our understanding serial print line, and over here I am just going to write use of strcpy function. So let's save this. Let's stop the simulation. Let's run it again. Now you can see that we have this string. This is my string in str variable, and we have used this function strcpy to make a copy of this string in our out str string. So when I printed the out underscore str string, this is exactly the same. This is exactly the same as the str string. So in this way we can make a copy of our string in an other string. The next is if you want to add some word at the end of a string. Let's say the fifth function we will learn is if you want to append a string. For appending a string, we have a function strcat. Strcat means string concatenation, and the string we want to concatenate is out underscore str, and what we want to append is that we will write give a space, then we can add a word. Let's say we want to add a word sketch in my string. So let's add a dot, and after the concatenation, after the appending of the sketch, let's print line out str string again. Let's save this, stop the simulation, let's run this again. So there is some error over here. Let's close this and let's see. Yes, I haven't added a semicolon over here. Now after that let's run the simulation, and you can see that this was the out underscore string that we have copied, this one, and after appending a sketch we have again printed, and this is the result of that appending. So this is my string sketch is actually the result of this function serial.println, which have actually printed the string after the string concatenation. So in this way you can add a string a string in an other string. Actually you can concatenate two strings. So next we can perform the same functions as we have performed on the above, like you can you can measure the string length of our newly generated string, and you can print this on the serial monitor. Similarly, you can also check the size of function on this our new generated string, and let's again print this. So let's save this, let's stop the simulation, let's run this again. Oh, there is some error. Let's close this. Num string length out str serial.println num. Actually we have added by mistake round brackets in that. So let's save this and let's run the simulation again. Again there is error was not declared in the scope, so there I have used this capital S. It should be small s, as we have declared out underscore with small str in this void setup function. So let's run this again. Now you can see that the length of function, this is my string. You can see over here that it says that the length is 25 and the size is 40. The string length function is actually taking the number of items present in that string, but the size of string, actually in the very beginning we have given this string a size of 40. So the size of function have returned us the size of that string 40. That is why there is a difference, too much difference between the string length and size of function. So hopefully you have understood the different functions that we can implement on the strings in our C language in learning the Arduino strings.